mga top participants. So, depende sa di kung hinay ang inyong internet or kung okay ra siya. Okay. Ready. So, I hope no na okay ang internet sa tanan. Okay, most of the time, since online, we'll really be having these activities and participations. Okay. Okay. Sige. Let's proceed sa next. Actually, daghan ang mga correct. So, we have a change sa atong rankings. Aba, okay. Let me just... Okay. Okay. So, kani siya medyo blurred ang iyang picture. So, it's referring to this one, ha? Kanila. Sa kahain siya. Actually, some of these mga apparatuses or equipment to na-mention na ako. Okay, direct, correct. Okay. So, naatay spelling niya in British English, spelling niya sa American English. So, sometimes, don't be confused sa iyang spelling. What about this one? I think mas familiar mo, Ani. Napa-shade brand o September. Okay. Pero usually sa exam, dili common pa exam okay na. Or on familiarization siya for you to be able to use it sa okay, multi-channel. Correct me siya. Wala lang ako na-appeal sa sa spelling. Pero correct me ang multi-channel type. So, kani wrong spelling sa PyPath, wrong spelling sa PyPath. Kani correct ang PyPath, but specific man gud ni siya MicroPython. And kani di ay wrong ra gyapon siya kay dapat multi-channel MicroPython as kay iyang name. And kung isa lang ang iyang tip diri, it's basically a MicroPython. So, dapat mas specific. Okay, no changes sa leaderboard. O kani, siguro, na mo ani, nakakita na mo ani. Because this one, gamit kayo ni siya kung mo gamit mo QBVs. Okay. So this one, although wala siya kanang same sa others na naa siya line theory or mga ano, it's still used for measuring specific na quantities. Na ni siya, for example, kani siya pwede siya 100, so, siya. Pwede siya to 50, specific kayo na siya. Okay, so flat bottom. So, flat bottoms. So, karon ako nakaan og flat bottom. But we have a round bottom flask. Pero ang round bottom flask, dili siya for measuring the volumes. Yes, flask siya, but more specific dapat. Kani siya, ano ba name wrong? Correct ni siya, but wala siguro siya na-appeal sa spelling. Ang spelling di ay wrong. The volumetric flask. So, siguro nagpanic na, no? Hindi, wala na okay ang spelling. Okay. So, dili na si, katong si Voldemort, si volumetric na siya. Volumetric flask. Okay, so we have a leaderboard na to. So, na changes. Okay, so, ang nauna kay si Joe. But it gets more interesting. Oh, nagpaandam na ko daan o periodic table, ha? So, kana essential jud na siya sa analytical chemistry. Alright. Okay. So, ang atomic mass or weight, kung naakay variation sa imong periodic table, usually gamay ra jud na siya nga variation, but dapat almost 12 ang iyahang atomic mass or weight. So kani siya layo na kaayo siya, especially kani kaayo si 14 and 10. So kung wala mo'y periodic table karon, mapildi jud mo. Anyway, wala man siya price. So, okay na. But you can still check sa inyong progress. Oh, it gets more interesting, di ba? Oh, ayaw lang mo pag-panic. Kaya base na sa'yo ang answer. Okay, at least wala nang panic ang uban. So, from our basic na chemistry, so dapat master na tayo. Because it's also useful sa getting mga calculations. Natin changes sa leaderboard. Sorry, na ako right away. So, kana siya. Next question. So, kung dili mo familiar, there are mga atomic or mga chemical elements na medyo tricky ang ilahang letter symbol. So, kung masayop mo tanaw sa periodic table, wrong mo. But in this case, perfect. Perfect kaayo. Okay. So now by changes, wala. Kapit na siguro ni siya mga uman. Okay, so what is the atomic number of copper? Okay. So, kung nag-answer mo 52, I don't know, basta na ay sayop sa inyo ang periodic table. So, i-double check ang resources na to sa periodic table. But if you have mga general chemistry books, naara jud periodic table dira. Okay, so kana atong leaderboard. Okay, last na ni. I think, yes, last na. So, I have mentioned na dapat familiar ta what is inorganic, what is organic. So, kani siya medyo tricky pa ni siya. Okay. Sige. Ang acetone, organic na siya. So, kung I think na alam mo yung organic chemistry karon na semester, so naka-familiarize rajud mo sa what are organic chemical substances. Okay, let's check our leaderboard. So, that was the last question. Oh, na ay big changes, I think. Okay, congratulations for our top or rank 1. So, i-chat lang imong address and magpa-food panda ko. Charot, dila. just to monitor your progress. Congratulations everyone. At least nakamata na jud pa. Although hapit nag-lunch, that was a good brain exercise. Okay. Sige, you can exit the link. Okay, so let me just start off sa atong lecture. Just stop sharing. And dili ko mag-share sa Picas. So for this, for starting off sa measurements in analytical chemistry, mag-focus should ta sa calculations. But before we go to the lectures before, generally sa part pa siya sa mathematics, which are your significant figures and SI measurements. Okay, so mag-start off sa. So the topics under this unit, which is Unit 2 na ta, but actually in comparison to Unit 1, mas taas og scope ang Unit 2 because this will be looking at your basic foundations, what you need in order to proceed in the different methods in analytical chemistry. We need to know how to solve the stoichiometry calculation. So the topics under measurements in analytical chemistry are significant figures and SI units. But I know most of you here siguro na master na din yun siya. But anyway, it doesn't hurt to review or to double check base na amoy na miss in your previous lectures. Because in doing stoichiometric calculations, our final answer will be rounded off, and most of the time not a conversion of your SI units, especially those that are most commonly used ang grams. Pwede sadya not much on the na-ay length, but that's more mga advanced na technology, but mostly sa grams, sa volume, inga na siya. Because our measuring instruments in the laboratory mostly measures mass or gravimetric and volumetric analysis. And nasa tayo understanding, so a basic overview is accuracy, precision, and what are the different types of experimental errors that can possibly occur in the laboratory. So nasa tayo ang laboratory apparatuses and equipment, siguro kung pwede na tayo mag face-to-face, we can do this one. But anyway, virtual pamanta. So slowly we will be introducing this as we go in or as we go deeper sa discussion. But we'll be focusing more after we go sa understanding accuracy, precision, and experimental errors. We'll be focusing sa how to calculate for concentration, because there are several na how to represent concentration, different units that will be used, so many mga units, and eventually you'll be able to use them to prepare your solutions or chemical reagents that are used in the laboratory. Stoichiometric calculations, magamit ni siya not just in preparing solutions but also in getting your results sa mga laboratory experiments. So we'll have a little bit of a review sa significant figures and SI units. And first and foremost, let's first define significant figures. So basically, it's the digits or the numbers in a measured quantity. So including all digits known exactly and one digit, the last, whose quantity is uncertain. So kaning uncertain, it's more of a mathematical na siya na definition. And I hope no na we already have a basic understanding of katong mga decimal places and kana how you read the numbers as well as scientific notations, and yes, the mga tens, hundreds, thousands na placement in the decimals. So here, sorry, na-skip di ay siya. Nag-lag ang akong screen. Okay. Yes, nag-lag di ay siya, sorry. So, nakapag-data, we skip the learning objectives. So, our learning objectives are for the significant figures and SI lang sa for today. So, the first one is to identify what significant figures are and why they matter in measurements. And also to use the correct number of significant figure in calculation. So usually, I will be requiring you, kung nanatay calculations, you will be needing to round off your mga answers or final answers. So later on, you'll be knowing how to do that. Recognize and use the basic SI units and prefixes. So naatay different prefixes. Kung wala pa na ninyo na memorize, I encourage you to memorize especially katong mga most commonly used prefixes, and I will be introducing that to you. Convert between common SI units. So kana siya. We'll be doing conversion of units and using or introducing dimensional analysis. Okay. So we'll first be having mga exercises and we'll be reviewing your knowledge on counting significant figures. I think, although maybe some of you already know this, but let's take a bit of a review. So you have actually different rules. So we call them rules on counting significant figures. And when counting significant figures, you can apply one or more rule in counting them. So let's try to know if kabalo na ba jud ta mag-count of significant figures. So for rule number 1, we have all non-zero digits are significant. So we have here examples. Just this blue. So sa atong example, so what do you think? For number 1 is 1.54. So how many significant figures are there? So for our example, non-zero digits means basically non-zero. So since we have 1, 5, and 4, so we have 3. 3. Sorry. And then for the next one, 4 and 5, so we have 2. Sorry. Okay, so 1.54 is 3, 45 is 2 because they are all non-zero digits. Well, let's proceed to the next one. The rule number 2 is actually zeros between non-zeros. So when you say zeros between non-zeros, so let's take a look at the example. So it means no na significance. So we have, for our first example, 0.02503. So the 0, napatay another rule for after the decimal point and before this number 2. So later on. So kani sa atong tanawon ang nakabold na 0. So that's between 5 and 3. So that means it's pila man. So later on, we'll know the another rule na ma-apply sa direha. But for this one, for the first one, it's actually 4. 4. Oh, sorry. Okay. So for the 402, 402, so we have a 0 between 4 and 2, so that's 3. So 3 significant figures. So you can just take note as I go along with the example. So we also have 3.00674, and you have actually, so it doesn't matter pila ka 0, no? But as long as nasa in between 2 non-zeros, so let's say 3 and 6, so there's still significance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6. So that's 4, 3, and 6. So, sige, I'll have you take down. So, kato mga dili pa kayo familiar for rule number 2 and rule number 1. So, kindly take down the notes. And later on, you can actually practice. Okay. So, the next one is rule number 3, which is zeros at the beginning of a number are not significant. So, kani siya, applicable sad siya if there is also a decimal point. So, kani siya ang atong, so can you see ang decimal point? So, kani siya. So, that one. Okay, so kana siya. So those are decimal points. So we have for example number 1, 0.103. So you have 1, 2, 3. Kaning 0 before the decimal point, that's not counted. So you only have 3. And for the example number 2, you have 0 point and then 3, ano siya, 0.0000. So that's 5 zeros, but they're not significant. So for this case, you have 3. Okay, sorry. And then 1. Okay. So, nakasabot lang ka sa rule number 1, 2, and 3. So if you have any questions, you can just raise your hand or comment sa chat box. I'm going a bit fast in this discussion, but anyway, this is just a review, and we'll have more examples later on. And also, nasa break mga activity for you. So we also have rule number 4, which is about trailing zeros, or this means zeros at the end of the number. So kani siya na-apply several examples, and these are actually different cases. We have our first scientific notation, kaning second one, which is the 1.00 times 10 raised to. That's how you, for those who are not familiar, so you read scientific notations as, for example, pwede man 1 lang, but you read this as times 10 raised to 3. So, pwede sad siya raised to negative a number. So, yun na ang pagbasa sa scientific notations. So, we have a case are significant if and only if there is a decimal point present in the numbers or a carryover bar. Dili sa maklaro, no, but there's actually a carryover bar. There is example number 3. So let me see. So that there's a carryover bar there na ano mo siya nipilit mo siya dito sa number 2. But that's actually for number 3. So let's take a look at the first example. You have 1.050. So how many do you think is the significant number for the first example? So let's take a look at, so are significant if and only if there is a decimal point present in the number. So what do you think? Sige, let me just, I'll give you siguro 1 minute to try to answer on your own this example sa number 4. And siguro you can type sa chat box. So what is your answer for the first item? Okay. So try to observe lang sa information. Okay, so while you're doing that, we can start sa second one and down to the last one. So you can just chat para nasa may participation. And I know na wala pa mo nakatulog. Okay, so basta na ay natulog dira na, oh, this is just easy. Char lang. But anyway, learning is continuous, so maybe you miss something and you can still learn. Every day we learn new things. Okay, so naala may answer. So sige. For the 1.050, you actually have 4 significant figures based on this rule. And for the next one, you have 1.00, so nakakay 3 significant figures. And you also have 1 for the number 10, wala siya decimal point. So that's just 1 significant figure. As kung gibutangan natong point, diri dapit sa end niya, so that can be 2 significant figures. But in this case, na actually carry over bars. So if they have carry over bars, na you have 2 significant figures. So for this case, it has 2. And then for the last one, you have pila ka significant figures na. So you have 1 since wala siya decimal point. So you have 4. You have 3, and then 2. Since nasa carry over bar, we'll just kiss 1. But if na I point diri, that's 4 significant figures. Okay, so let's proceed. So the last one is that exact numbers have unlimited number of significant figures. So defined, not measured. So what do we mean by defined? So that's actually either a unit of measure, or sometimes like in analytical chemistry, when we actually put the what's this unit of measure here, kani manggod ang mole. Okay. Magamit ra gyapon siya sa analytical chemistry for different units of measure. But in this case, ang iyahang pasabot, so you have 3 test tubes for number 1. For ang iyang pasabot sa mole is this is actually a constant, or this does not change this value na 6.022 times 10 raised to 23. And again, we have another scientific notation. And in this case, 1 meter is equals to 172 meter exactly. So gibutangan siya niya exactly. Okay. So, kana ang atong 5 na rule. So, if you took down notes, we can proceed sa other examples. So we have determined the significant figures and identified the rule that applies to the following. So siguro we can have, I'll give you 3 minutes to do this one, and then we'll answer together after 3 minutes. Ayaw mo katulog ha. Okay. Sige. And after this, mag-answer pa. Okay, so are you done? Okay, so let's answer. So the first one, we have 0.0203. Okay, so what do you think are the rules that are applied in this so that we'll be able to come up with the correct number of significant figures? So okay, rule number 2, yes. So rule number 2 is zeros between non-zero digits are significant. So let's take a look at it. So we have zeros between non-zero. Okay, so those are the rules. So we have rule number 1, all non-zero digits are significant. We also have zeros between non-zero digits are significant. So between 2 and 3. We also have number 3, zeros at the beginning are not significant. So when you say zeros at the beginning, so zeros come on before number 2. You also have trailing zeros after the decimal point or significance. You have, so unsa may answer ninyo sa number of significant figures. So later on, magtawag ko, pero for now, ako lang sa ang mag-answer. You actually have several examples. Okay, so you can check kung correct mo ha. So the answer is, so let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the answer, 4. Okay. Sige, proceed na sa next one. So what do you think are the rules? So before I flash no, so we have a decimal point. So what rules does, or what rules are applied here? Okay, we have rule 1 and 4. Okay. Sige, let's take a look. So all non-zero digits na type. But we also have a decimal point. So trailing zero is significant due to the decimal point. So all, tanan no, that's 3. So that's 3. Okay. Okay, tara mo mga ato, no? Okay. So we have the next one. So we have the 4,000 na naasay decimal point at the end. So naatay decimal point, so we can have rule 4 here, and also we have non-zero digits. So are there other rules that we can apply? So if none, let's take a look. Wait, let me just exit. I'll just so the answer is 4. Sige, let's have the next one. Okay, 0.0022 times 10 raised to 23. So this is a scientific notation. So what's your answer for this one? Sige, sige, let's call someone. Let me see. Magtawag ko. Let's have Terence John. So are naaba si Mr. Terence?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Okay, so pila man ka significant numbers ang imuhang na-count for this given?
I think, ma'am, kay 4 siya.
Ganong format, unsa man ang rules na imuhang i-apply?
Katong sa the first kay katong the zeros between sa numbers kay kuan like significant siya. So zero sa between sa 6 o 2 kay significant.
Okay. Sige, thank you, Terence.
Sige, thank you, ma'am.
Sige, go ahead.
And trailing zeros after sa 2 kay naman ay 0 kay because times 10 to the power of 23 kay insignificant siya.
Okay. Very good. I-apply po nimo ang 4. Sige, thank you, Terence.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Correct to, actually. And ang sa 4, although dili na siya makita mo, so wala na nato siya i-apply, pero ma-apply or mag-i-apply siya. So that's 4. Wait, ako sa hearing mo ang animation. See, for the last item, let's call, so we have 7,001. So let's call, si Cherry Rose, ayuda. Okay. Hello, Miss Cherry. Oh, na ay ano ang inyong audio. Sige, you can just chat. Okay, thank you, Miss Cherry. Okay, so medyo ano ang audio ni Cherry. Sige, let's proceed. So, so the rules that we can apply here are actually rule number 1 and rule number 2. So all non-zero digits are significant. Okay, correct, Miss Cherry. Miss Cherry and Nasantay, participation from Miss Sarah. I'll just write it down. Okay, so siguro makaproceed na tayo from counting significant figures to let's round up significant figures. Because usually ang atong final answer in analytical chemistry calculations, we need to give the correct number of significant figures. So rounding number, let's first define this. It is the process of approximating the number to its closest value. Okay, so unsa may pasabot ana. So we will be actually requiring pila ka number of significant figures. So depende ni siya sa question. So let's say we have a given, and if you can observe, we always start with what is given. So for this case, given is the same as the previous one, the 0.02030. So if we are asked to have 3 significant figures, the target of significant figures, and the rounded value is actually 0.0203. So sa kani nga rounded value na kay 3 significant figures. And what we did here is that the last 0 is dropped. So pwede rin ninyo i-delete na siya, i-appeal. It was not significant. It was significant. Significant siya kay after man sa decimal point and after a significant figure. So, but it is not needed. Okay? We only need 3 significant figures. And another way of doing this is pwede mo mag-scientific notation. So, how do we convert a decimal to a scientific notation? So, actually start with so mag-start ka sa So, mag-start ka sa given. So, you have your decimal point here. So if you only need 3, so it's actually dapat diri siya sa 2. So you can write it as 2.03 times 10 raised to, since we have so the point is here, and we actually move between or 2 digits before the decimal point. So we actually have -2 here. So that's the scientific notation. Since 3 significant figures lang man, so we will not include this one. Okay, nasabtan lang. So kana ang case if your value is moving towards, or the decimal point is moving from left to left. to write when you are writing a scientific notation. But correct sad ni siya. So pwede ra ka ingana. Kung if you are not asked to give the scientific notation, so it's really okay na kanilang ang inyong answer. Final answer na ni siya. As long as na kay 3 significant figures. Okay, so let's try to look at 2 significant figures. So it's rounded after the second significant figure. So you have 2 significant figures. So actually mali din siya. Let's just exit. So that's correct. That's the correct one. Okay, so you have, okay, so dili siya mo upload. Sorry, sorry, ano siya. Okay, ako lang sa i-exit. So, dapat yan siya. Dili siya ma-change. So, anyway, ka na siya. So, dapat 0.020 para 2 significant figures. So, sorry kay dili siya ma-change. So, for 1 significant figure, inanira siya 0.02. Anyway, kabalo naman ko, kabalo na mo count of significant figures. So, only the first significant digit is kept. And for this one, since we have a decimal, so we have a given first is 4,000 na naakay. Specific to siya no na naa siya decimal point written here, this one. Atong i-zoom. So you have a decimal point here. So we can actually write this into scientific notation. So, okay, we are asked 3 significant figures. So for this one, since we're moving from right to left, so our significant figure, mag-move siya. 1, 2, 3. So for those who don't know yet, on how to convert to scientific notation, so ingana siya. So you're moving 3 digits from right to left. So your point is now after number 4. So you can write this as 4 point. Since tulo raman ka significant figures, so you can write it as 0, 0, ingana siya. Sorry. And then times 10 raised to 3. In this case, dili siya negative, it's a positive. Okay? So it's 4.00 times 10 raised to 3. And we use the scientific notation to preserve trailing zero significance. So ma-apply ni siya if you can actually apply sa roll number for the trailing zero. So if 2 significant figures in a near siya 4.0, so same idea, fewer significant digits, and if 1, it's 4 times 10 raised to 3. Only 1 digit ang required. Wait lang ha. Let me look at kung apa example of last na derivation example for rounding numbers, but we'll have an exercise later on. And then we'll proceed to nag-upload ko sa materials the old tables for the conversion of units. So you can actually download that one as a reference for our lecture. So naasa sa Google Classroom. And you can see it with the lecture materials. Okay. So as we go along with the lecture, pwede mo refer dito sa table sa conversion of units. But first, let us define what does the SI unit stands. So it actually stands for International System of Units for kani siya System International the unit is. So these are internationally recognized or agreed on units for measurement. So ngano man na dapat na atay agreed on units or agreement on what units are to be used. It's because we need to be able to trace ang atong mga measurements, especially for the different industries, and that there is a uniformity that is used even if no adto ka sa different countries. So they also generally there are just two na what's this units that can be applied. So for us, we use the metric na units. And these are the example. So you have the measurement, the unit, and the symbol. So for example, you have the mass. So we have the unit for the mass, which is the gram. So kani kilo, that's a prefix. So the mass is for gram. And then its symbol is G. So we also have that in the table for the conversion of units. And for volume, you have liter. So ang iyang symbol is a capital L. Okay? So in-memorize ninyo ni siya, especially for those that are commonly used in the laboratory, which are example, kani siya mass, volume, kani siya temperature, and amount of substance. So we'll be introducing mole kung musugod na ta siya, stoichiometry. So we also have constants. So kanang constants, dili ni mag-change ang ilakang, or these are actually measurements that are scientifically and mathematically derived. So constants, dili siya ma-change, but you can use them for converting units. So kanang siya nasa siya units and involved. So for example, you have your, let's say, siya more sa physics. So kani siya sa atmosphere. So you have how much of one atmosphere in terms of ang iyang unit will be changed to Pascal. So that's an example. And you can just interconvert these mga units of measurement when you're calculating. And I'll also be introducing the different prefixes that are used in measurements. So I hope na dili lang siya information overload, but you actually need to memorize this. So kani siya, these are the prefixes that you add to this basic na unit of measurement. So for example, kani kilogram. So nana siya kilo. So you have kilo, which is times 10 raised to 3. Or it means that pila ka grams ang naasa, isa ka kilograms, pila ka grams ang naasa, isa ka mega, giga, or tera. But the most commonly used for grams is actually the kilo and the micro and the milli and the nanograms. So ganun siya. And we also have a depiction of how we can relate this to real-life objects. Okay, so nasabtan lang. So we also have mga prefixes when you're measuring mga small units. So kami siya. So it goes smaller as you go down the table. Okay, so I hope I'm not moving too fast. And we're now moving on to the conversion of units. We actually use what we call dimensional analysis for the conversion of units. And for this one, you actually need to use your table. Okay, para maka-refer mo. So if you have access sa yung table, you can kindly open it. So kani siya is just an example sa mga conversion what you call conversion factors for the different unit conversion. So we can actually convert either, for example, grams to kilograms, meters to inches, or there's no Celsius to Kelvin, which are units for temperature measurements. Okay, so let's have an example. So, for example, number 1, we'll do it step by step. So let's take a look at what is our given. Oh no. Wait, let me just stop sharing for a while. Okay, so let's start with example number 1. So, kani ang atong given. So, you have 5 kilometers. So, we actually need to refer sa table for conversion. So, as we have mentioned, kung sa galing ang pasabot sa prefix na kilo. So, our basic na unit of measurement here is actually your naka-symbol na siya is your meter. So, kanya siya. This one is your meter. Okay. So, your prefix is the K, which is kilo. So, that's 1,000 or 1 times 10 raised to 2. So, basically, 1 times 10 raised to 3 is actually 1 times 10. So, it's just like this. So, from scientific notation, we convert ninyo siya to its, so pwede decimal, but 2 is, ano na lang, kanang wala siya scientific notation. So, let's convert it to a normal na formula. So, for this one, ang 1 times 10 raised to 3, dili ang iyahang decimal point. So, you actually go from left to right. So, opposite na pa. 1, 2, 3. So, sa katong dili kabalo ha. So, just so that's 1 times 10 raised to 3 or 1,000. I hope makabasa naman. Okay, so nga na siya. So, it's opposite ang iyahang direction from how you did it when you convert this to scientific notation. So, karon, diri na yung point. Yan na siya. So, but you can still write it as 1,000. Okay. So, the next step is find the conversion factors. So, kaning conversion factors, pwede na to siya makuha sa table. So, 1 kilometer is equals to 1,000 meters. Okay. So, we then use the conversion factor. So, since 1,000 meters man is equals to 1 kilometer, so let's take a look at how to solve this one. So, you need to write the given over 1 and multiply by the conversion factor so that the kilometer cancels out. So, yan iyahang sure. So, it's 5 kilometers. Given ni siya kaniyang given. This one is your given. And this one is your conversion factor. So, this one is 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. And then, guys, in your given, so if you have a given 5 kilometers, your given is always sa dimensional. We're using the dimensional analysis. So, dapat na siya sa numerator over 1. So, that's 1. And dapat is on the opposite side kung maggamit na ta o dimensional analysis. So, if it's in the numerator, iyahang same na unit na dapat sa denominator. So, this one, kilometer, so that it will cancel out. Okay. So you can now use simple or basic math to be able to calculate the answers. Okay, so we have this one. So ang given nato is 5 kilometers. So anyway, dire, wala na ko nasulat ang yung unit, but you still need to use the or write the unit. And na-cancel out naman in this case, so wala na siya. But the 1,000, naapa niya siya ay meters. So put M, meter. The answer should be in meter. Kaya na-cancel out na ang kilometer. So you have, since 5 has two significant figures, or ang given, it has two significant figures. So your answer should have two significant figures. So your answer is basically 5 times 1,000. And kind of siya convert sa, to scientific notation because we need two significant figures. So basically it's 5,000 meters and then converted to scientific notation. Okay? Na sabtan lang. So if you have any questions, you can just raise your hand or type in the chat box. So this one. So, inan siya. So the final answer is 5.0 times 10 raised to 3 meters. So symbol lang ang inyong isulat. Okay, let's start to solve the second one. Sige, I'll give you napabatay time. Sige, bagang patay time. I'll give you 2 minutes or 3 minutes na. 3 minutes to 2 plus. So try to convert 2,500 milligrams to wala di giingon kung saan let me stop the time. Wait lang. So Tanisha will convert it to grams. So from milligrams to grams. Okay. Akong ibalik. I'll just write it. So from milligrams to grams. Pero i-write pa niyo as its symbol G. Okay? So do you have 2 minutes 30 seconds? Okay, so 2 seconds. Okay. Okay, let's have Mr. Jonathan Rubies to. Can you give us the conversion factor for this one? Is Mr. Jonathan there? Or nagluto na ka?
I think, ma'am, the conversion factor will be the 1 times 10 negative 3.
Yes, correct. Okay. Yes. So, kung di rin mo siya ibutang sa grams, so that's 1 times 10 to the negative 3. Pero kung ingani nga for 1,000 milligrams equals to 1 grams, that's the same as... Great. Thank you, Jonathan. So that's the same as 1 milligrams equals to 1 times 10. So, raised to negative 3 grams. So you can also use that one. Thank you, Jonathan. So let's proceed to the next. Okay, set up the equation so that the units cancel out. So let's have Miss Yuko Uno. So can you share to us how you did the equation or using the dimensional analysis kung saan mo siyang cancel out ang milligrams na unit? Murag wala si Miss Yuko Uno. Yuko ba?
Hello, Miss. Unsa question again, Miss?
We have step number 3 sa atong given. Kani atong given.
Yes.
So 2,500 milligrams, 2 grams. So we will use the conversion factor. Do you have any idea, Deary, how we will do our calculation using the dimensional analysis?
I-multiply ang kuan, ma'am. 2,500 milligram multiplied to the conversion factor, which is 1 gram over 1,000 milligram.
Okay, so 1,000 milligrams. I-multiply siya sa... So you need to put your milligram here, no? Thank you, Yuko. Okay, so ang uban, katubaan yung gibuhat. So this one, always not siya over 1. So you have 2,500 milligram. So pwede ninyo gamiton tong, pwede siya 1 dire, pwede siya 1 times 10 raised to negative 3 dire sa denominator. Pwede sa ninyo gamiton tong 1,000 dire, and then dire kay 1. So either way, it's correct. Let's take a look at. So, in na siya, we will be using the 1,000, then there is 1 gram. So, either way, correct to siya. Basta ma-cancel out mo ang unit. And then, doing basic mathematics or simple calculation, we have, you will divide the 2,500 over 1,000. So, kung naamay katong 1 times 10 raised to negative 3, pwede siya 2,500 times 1 times 10 raised to negative 3. So, you can try both and see if you can get the same answer, which is kanina final answer. So, nga nung 2.5 grams na ang final answer, it's because we have 2 significant digits sa atong given, which is 1, 2 na non-zero digits. Okay, isang tayan. So actually, that ends our lecture on significant figure and plus units. And we still have 16 minutes. So, sa mga atong buhaton with that 16 minutes. So, we actually have a practice exercise. So, I hope no okay ang inyong internet connection because although kani siya, pwede rin ninyo siya ma-answer within the day, but for attendance purposes, kindly join the activity for today. Okay, right, yung internet. So kindly scan that you are here or join myquiz.com, and this is the code. Okay, and if, by the way, if hinay inyong internet, you can just figure exit sa Google Meet and then join the quiz. But I'll base your attendance for today on your participation. So you can just, pwede sa din yung i-save ang link and the code, and then later on answer this one. Okay, so naantay one participant. So, in comparison sa first activity nato, this one, you'll be participating at your own pace. So, after mo mahuman sa quiz, you can actually exit the Google Meet. And then, that secures your attendance for today. And if na ay student na makamiss sa activity, I'll just siguro inform na wala mo sa list of those who took this quiz. This is still in the basic na atong calculate for today. So, for next week, maghinay-hinay na tano, magsugod na dyan ta sa stoichiometry. So, we have 15 participants. Okay, so while waiting, let me just check this other piece na akong monitor. Okay. So, as you can see, no, there is a PCAS. These are students in another course na take pa sila o exam. So, depende dyan siya kung saka okay ang inyong internet. Pero it's just, I think, 15 items. And I'll be ending the quiz by the end of the day, siguro at 5 p.m. So there, answer to the best of your ability. Okay, we have 20 participants. Okay, we'll start in 1 minute. So probably na I absent today, no? Okay. Twenty. Kaya ako 20 lang ito sa I think for 25. Okay, we start na ako, ha? So, at your own pace, kindly take the quiz. And as I have mentioned, kung nahuman na mo, theory, so that secures your attendance and you can leave the Google Meet.